All right, so the first thing we're going to look at today is we're going to be looking at how to add just a simple idea like this. We're going to take a bend right out of the A minor pentatonic. We're going to go to the 3rd string 7th fret with our ring finger. We're going to bend that up a whole step. So we're looking 2 frets higher there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make a connection to the 5th fret of the 2nd string. Now that might seem really easy, and maybe it is for you, which is awesome. But what you have to do is you have to focus on a couple of things here. Number 1, you have to focus on getting the bend high enough. And number 2, you've got to focus on the attachment from the 3rd string to the 2nd string, making that sound as smooth as you want, and we'll talk about that in a second, without a bunch of added noise. So as I'm doing this, understand that I'm deadening out all the other strings. So I'm deadening out the top strings with this part of my hand, kind of the deadening part of my hand here, and I'm deadening out the thinner strings underneath that, the 3rd and 2nd strings there that I'm using with my 1st finger. So as I play, all those other strings are being touched, so they're deadened, right? And then I focus on the connection from this string to that string, from the 3rd to the 2nd string. Now I can choose to have space. For instance, I could go and have a space in between, right? Now I have a little delay and reverb on there too, but... Or I could connect them but notice how what my goal is to try and keep them separate. So one is playing, and when that one is done, the next one plays. And there's either a gap in between, or they try and connect kind of seamlessly. Okay, so that's the first thing we do. Now let me play this track and let me just show you some different ways that you could approach playing this. Because understand that we can play it a number of ways in time. Okay, so let's take a look at this and then we'll talk about these jam tracks a little bit. Okay, I'll start at the beginning. So there's a lot of ways that you can approach playing just a simple lick like that by changing up the rhythm that you're using, the groove that you're using. You can also change up where you're playing that. And I want to get these out of the way right away because you're going to use this idea for any of these other licks. So please understand, it's not just learning the lick, it's exploring the idea. Okay, so we can explore it creatively like we're doing right now with the rhythm, or what we might even do is that same idea, but this time I'm going to look for different places to start. And let me explain to you what I mean. One, two, 3, 4. Okay? So notice how when I'm doing that, I'm starting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, right? I don't have to start on beat 1. I can start on other beats if I choose to. So if I did something like this. There's lots of different places that I can start and stop on that beat. Okay, let me turn this off. There we go. There's lots of different places that I can start and stop. So this is the first and crucial thing that you really need to learn about everything that we're going to do from here on out, and really any approach that you take to any licks and that sort of thing that you would learn, is it's great to learn it the way it is, but there's a million ways to change it simply by thinking about the rhythm that you're using, dun, dun, da, dun, da, dun, da, dun, right? Dun, da, dun, da, dun, da, dun, da, 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 da. There's all those sorts of things. And then we have starting on different beats. Instead of always starting on the 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, bump, right? We might go 1, 2, 3, 4, bump on the what we call the and of 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, bump. Or we might do that on the 1, right? There's lots of different ways we can approach that. So think about that a little bit as we continue to manipulate this lick.